Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being part of our show. Let me begin by saying this. If at all the difference between President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua is choreographed to hoodwink Kenyans, then I must admit that they are the best actors in the world. They would be the best actors that I've ever met. The question of whether the differences between Rigathi and the president are real is being discussed in all corners, political corners in the world, because it is not lost on us that the former president Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy then, William Ruto, did the same thing for the better part of their second term. And people are still asking, was the deep state with Uhuru Kenyatta? And why Raila was not declared a winner is something that is subject of a discussion for another day. But there is a general feeling from the Azimio fraternity that William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua want people to play into their game and to dance to their tune, because they believe this is something that is a script that has been written and it's being acted for Kenyans to fall into the trap. Let us listen to Babu Owino, a man who has always maintained that the former president Uhuru Kenyatta took Raila Odinga for a ride. He maintained Raila for a whole 5 years, then decided to hand over power to William Ruto. That is what Babu Owino believes. He has said it. Now, Babu Owino is at it again. And he is saying that the script is the same, but it is being acted by now different people. It was Uhuru and Ruto, now it is Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, just to play Kenyans and maybe play Laila. Listen to Babu Owino.
And I want to state clearly that there is no fight here. These are games, these are gimmicks. And I want Kenyans to remember this day that these people are going to work together. You know, these people have lost favor in the eyes of wananchi everywhere in this country. To be specific, in Central Region, where they promised heaven but delivered the Mount Kenya region, the people of the Mount Kenya region, to hell. And right now, people are hurting in Mount Kenya, and therefore the only way to bring Mount Kenya together is to bring the sympathy strategy. It's called the sympathy strategy, where the president purports to be fighting his deputy intentionally, and they've agreed for that matter, so that the people from Mount Kenya can rally behind Rigathi and say that one of our own is being fought, and they all rally behind him because they had all lost favor in both Rigathi and Ruto. And therefore, after that, after some time in the future, all people from Mount Kenya shall have rallied behind Rigathi, and Rigathi will still deliver them to Ruto, purporting that they have made up and that there is peace that has been brokered. And therefore, there is no fight here. There is no fight here. These people are pretending so that they can get the people of Mount Kenya. I want to tell the Kikuyus, as Babu Owino, I'm your son-in-law, be careful with these two musketeers. These people are lying to you, and I can tell you they are going to work again in future. This war that is being purportedly fought now is to rally you behind one person so that you are delivered later on back to the person who has the knife, who is ready to chop off your heads. These people have no good intentions to help you, but to destroy you. Join us, join this side, and let us deal with these people.
Now, those are the sentiments of Embakasi East Member of Parliament, Babu Owino. And Babu Owino echoes the thoughts or feelings of very many Kenyans who feel that we are soon falling into a trap that is meant to ensure that we don't discuss real issues in Kenya. Now, yesterday, Rigathi Gachagua acted what may seem to be the culmination of their script when he traveled to Mombasa using a KQ jet, and he was in an economy class mingling with Kenyans. And his conduct formed a very powerful discussion in Parliament. In fact, for the first time, I faulted our Parliament. They took almost a whole session discussing the conduct of one person, Rigathi Gachagua. And the members of parliament who are allied to William Ruto decided to begin an onslaught for a whole session. And I was thinking, is there anything important that these people can discuss? Now, one person who surprised me is the TJ. TJ questioned this idea, the idea behind members of parliament bringing their political charade in parliament. Because Kajwang was telling them, as ODM, as Azimio, we have our issues, but we don't discuss them in front of parliament. And he asked them a very pertinent question, a very tangible question. If you really feel that Rigathi Gachagua is bad, so much that you can discuss him in parliament, why can't you bring a motion, in impeachment motion, so that he can be impeached? Impeach him because the Kenya Kwanza team has got the numbers.
Mr. Speaker, in as much as this is music to my ear, but we are slowly digressing from the business of the House. I have heard names being made here. And Mr. Speaker, you are the biggest advocate of protection that persons must not be named here adversely without a substantive motion. That side has a majority, supermajority, so they say. There is nothing that stops them from dragging that Gachagua here so that they can impeach him. They can impeach him so easily by bringing him here and vote against him. So why should we divert from business of this House and enter into some charade and hypocrisy and politics instead of doing business which is before us? We know what you people are saying. We know the politics you are doing. But we also have our politics. We don't want to turn this place into a political arena. We know that this matter has been choreographed. Who doesn't know that?
Now, whether this is choreographed or real is something that is a subject of discussion. But do you think Rigathi Gachagua can be impeached? Let's assume that their differences is a real issue here. Do you think that William Ruto has the guts to impeach Rigathi Gachagua? Do you think they can bring that motion and say that it's over between us? Let us impeach Rigathi Gachagua. I know it is possible, but I want to tell you reasons why William Ruto cannot do this any soon. We are going to be treated to all these shenanigans for a period of perhaps the whole of their term, because you all understand that these gentlemen are tied at the hip joint. Under the new constitution, William Ruto can't kick out his deputy, except, for example, if he decides to impeach him. But I want to take this opportunity to tell you why Rigathi Gachagua will not be impeached any soon, even if William Ruto has got the numbers. Allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you if at all you love our show, like our videos, and help us share our videos to all our subscribers and our supporters. I want to thank you in a very, very special way. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to read for you our constitution on the removal of a deputy president. And it states that the deputy president may be removed from office, A, on the ground of physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of the office, or B, on impeachment on the ground of gross violation of a provision of the Constitution or any other law, where there are serious reasons to believe that the deputy president has committed a crime under national or international law, or for gross misconduct. Now, if you look at the three of them, mental incapacity, amechizi, on grounds of gross violation of provision of the Constitution, and serious reason to believe that he has committed a crime under national or international law. Do you, by any chance, link Rigathi Gachagua to the provisions that guide conditions under which a deputy president can be impeached? If you ask me, it is a very emphatic no. And therefore, number one reason why William Ruto would not want to impeach Gachagua any soon is because he will be seen to be very petty and malicious. Because for you to impeach your deputy or instruct your people to initiate a vote of no confidence, you must convince parliamentarians and persuade them beyond reasonable doubt that your impeachment falls under the section that guides impeachment of deputy president. Because Gachagua has not behaved in a manner that meets all the provisions, I don't think William Ruto would decide to do any of those, because that will be very cheap, very malicious, and very petty. And I don't think he wants to go to that level. So that is number one reason why I believe he's not impeaching Rigathi any soon. Number two, William Ruto would not contemplate impeaching Gachagua now. For the very few days, you've seen the way Rigathi Gachagua is behaving. He's taking the war to Ruto's doorstep. They meet in Nakuru. He tells William Ruto, my mode of uniting Mount Kenya is bottom up. He tells him, I'm a villager. Like the other day, he was told he was a villager, and he's saying, yes, he has accepted that. You throw a stone to him, instead of that stone being a stumbling stone, he turns it to be a stepping stone. The moment they impeach Gachagua, then Gachagua will be set free to start campaigning against William Ruto in Mount Kenya. They will team up with Uhuru Kenyatta, and you know the consequences. The two senior most politicians in Central, and they will tell the people, Rigathi will say, I'm sorry guys, I was warned, I did not know that this man is bad. And with the economic condition that is prevailing in the country today, William Ruto would be ditched. And if there's something that William Ruto would not want, is losing completely the support base in Mount Kenya. That is why he has unleashed all the politicians, Kimani Chungwa, Anne Waiguru, Ndindi Nyoro, Moses Kuria, Attorney General, Kithure Kindiki, against one man, Rigathi Gachagua. As a deputy president, there are things he cannot do. His hands are tied. But you let him free, you set him free, he will be a civilian, a common man like you and I. And he will go full throttle with William Samoei Ruto. And that's why I believe William Ruto cannot even contemplate, trying to impeach him. Number three, if you impeach Rigathi Gachagua, then William Ruto shall have exposed himself as a man who is very intolerant. You compare their relationship with Rigathi and his relationship with Uhuru Kenyatta. William Ruto ran havoc in Uhuru's government. Defying him, he went and took, control of Mount Kenya when Uhuru was still in power. Uhuru never once tried to impeach him. He did not. I know many can argue that maybe he would have not received the numbers, but Uhuru had teamed up with the opposition. If he wanted, they would have tried. And Uhuru was very tolerant. I know there have been questions of being harassed here and there, but he never once tried to impeach William Ruto. No wonder some people feel that this was also another act of a script, acted script. So if he impeaches Rigathi Gachagua, then people will say this man is very intolerant. Do you remember there was a time the opposition ran a narrative that William Ruto is a very angry man after he confessed that he almost slapped Uhuru Kenyatta. And of course, by now you all know that William Ruto is an honest. He gets angry very fast. So they will say, huyu jamaa yeye alisumbua Uhuru Kenyatta na mtu wetu hakuwahi mtoa. Sasa leo hii they have differences with Rigathi Gachagua, and he wants to impeach him, and he will not do that because he does not want to be. If you compare them, you juxtapose their character, the manner in which they deal with their deputies, it will fall very badly on William Samoei Ruto. So he will not attempt, impeaching Rigathi Gachagua. The last one is, their differences will always work for William Ruto because William Ruto has got issues with the Kenyans. Life has become unbearable. Like now, the Finance Bill 2024. The more they play all this drama, it acts as a diversionary tactic. So if you impeach Gachagua and get someone who is polite, someone who is very passive, and you can work together, I believe someone like Kithure Kindiki can fit in that category. But when things are wrong, there is no way William Ruto will divert Kenyans' attention. And so it is good when they act all this together. It helps the government. At least people forget about the real issues that are bedeviling them, and they focus on now the fight and the political altercation between them. And so Ruto knows that very well, and that's why I believe that he cannot impeach Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know what you think from where you sit. Do you think there can be an impeachment motion? Do you believe Babu Owino? Because TJ is asking, instead of discussing all this, why don't you bring that bill in parliament so that we discuss and impeach him?